A few robbers snatched 100 million tons of gold bars. In order to sell it reasonably and legally, they decided to sleep in the iron glass cabinet for 10,000 years, and then come out again. They are billionaires. Then the four of them neatly lay in it. Jack pressed the switch inside, releasing the mysterious gas he had developed. In the next second, they gradually fainted and entered the state of fake death. I don't know how long it took, but the people in the cabinet woke up one after another. But when they came out, they realized that there was no change in their surroundings. Even their hair and nails didn't grow. They were puzzled, so they hurriedly opened the door and came out to check. However, the scene in front of them was almost exactly the same as when they first came in. It seems that they just slept in the cave. The failure of the experiment annoyed John to no end. Apparently, nothing they had done had worked. But then Jack notices that one of their companions is still missing. Sensing that something was wrong, they rushed back to the cave, only to find that their companion's locker had been hit by a falling rock. As for the person inside, he has long been turned into a skeleton. Jack concluded that the stone smashed the glass, which led to the leakage of gas, so that the companion did not go into hibernation state. In other words, they have come to the future world after 10,000 years. They were very excited and couldn't wait to leave with the gold bars. But as soon as they drove out the 10,000-year-old luxury car, Jack started to kill them. In order to share more gold bars, he found a reason to support away from another companion while the other side of the gap, and then drive the car, accelerated and rushed out. His companion, who was unable to react, was killed instantly. John tried to stop him, but Jack did not care, still madly stepped on the gas until driving to the edge of the cliff. He jumped down violently and the car went down the valley without incident, creating a smooth accident. When John arrived, he threatened the other party that the car was just out of control and advised him not to tell the public. John had no choice but to comply in the face of huge profits. The two men then split the remaining gold bars and prepared to hike out of the desert with heavy packages on their backs. But as the temperature skyrocketed, their physical strength soon reached its limit. Before long, the two men collapsed on the side of the road to rest. But now, they were still 100 kilometers away from the nearest town. This made John fall into despair and even wondered if the human race would be extinct in 10,000 years' time. If that was the case, then the gold bars in their hands would be meaningless. While the two of them were still in a daze, a sudden rumbling sound rang in their ears, only to see 3 airplanes appearing in the sky. This scene makes Jack excited to the soles of his feet. Apparently, there are still human beings in the world now. The two of them were filled with fighting spirit and were ready to drink some water and continue on their way. But then John realizes that his water bottle is missing. However, when he asked Jack for a drink of water, he took advantage of the situation and claimed that he had to pay a gold bar for a drink of water. Looking at this scoundrel in front of him, John could only hand over the gold bar and asked for a sip of water. Afterwards, the two of them picked up their backpacks and continued their journey. Before they got far, John, who was not thirsty, asked Jack for water. Looking at the other side of the gold bars handed over, Jack suddenly excited. But with the passage of time, the two still did not get out of the no man's land. At this time, John's physical strength has reached its limit. He proposed to take a rest at the same place. Then, he took out the only 2 gold bars left in his bag and handed them to Jack. After receiving the water, John drank it greedily, and while Jack was bending down to pick up the gold bars, he smashed his head hard to kill him instantly, but he accidentally spilled all the water in the bottle. This immediately plunged John into despair, but if he wanted to live, he had to get out of the desert. So in order to reduce his weight, he had to carry the gold bars and continue his journey. Even if the gold bar accidentally fell to the ground, he didn't have any physical strength to bend down to pick it up again. The only thing that matters now is to get out of here alive. Unwillingly, he gripped the last gold bar tightly and continued to move forward. I don't know how long he had been walking. He was dying and lying on the ground. Just as he was dying, a man suddenly approached him. This gave John hope, and he waved the gold bar in his hand, saying that he wanted to exchange it for a drink of water, and that it was 100% pure gold. But even so, the other party still did not pay attention. John eventually passed out. The man on the other side of this scene hurriedly bent down to check, and found that the other person has died of thirst. Then he picked up the gold bar on the ground, and went back to his very cool car. At this time, his wife looked at the gold bar in her hand, and felt puzzled. It turns out that 10,000 years later in the world, every family can produce gold at will, and gold is even cheaper than the rocks on the side of the road. Then the man threw the whole bar out like a piece of garbage. Eventually John will follow his dream of gold and sleep forever. This is a story taken from the American science fiction show The Twilight Zone season. In the story, a group of thieves intend to sleep for 10,000 years and then wake up to share the gold bars. But when they wake up, one of them wants to take all the gold and kills all his friends. Finally, he died in the desert. From a passerby, he learns that gold in the future world is no longer valuable, and the rich man casually throws away the gold bars that the thief traded his life for. This story tells us that what you say you like may be worthless in the eyes of others. I'm BullDog Movie. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.